Have you ever wondered what your home could look like here at Reynolds? The Reynolds Lake Oconee model homes are a great place to start to gain vision, inspiration, and even ideas. Whether you're a current owner or looking to move here and build, the model homes here at Reynolds are the place to start to learn about the process. Today, we're going to sit down with the builders and the designers of these model homes to see what went into building these, the processes that are involved, and along the way, hopefully inspire you to build your dream home here at Reynolds. Let's go see what they have to say. All right, Reynolds. Here we are today with some of the great builders and designers that we work with here for years have worked with. And now we have the opportunity with Richland Point to take what has been more of a traditional architecture approach in areas like Creek and Horseshoe, or maybe you've seen Craftsman. We're seeing more, I guess what I'm hearing called transitional versus our traditional that we've had for a long time. It's really neat to drive through, and from what I'm understanding and hearing, more than about 50% of the homes that we're building now in Richland have moved away from traditional and more towards a transitional type of architecture. Here we go. Some food. This is good. So let's start by removing the mystery around transitional design. Jep or Gary, can you expand on the idea of what the characteristics are of traditional or transitional?
I would say transitional would be closer to the definition of modern. Transitional is a lot of bright white, very clean lines, just a lot of roof detail that's kind of flat. We were building traditional homes to see how tall you could make them. And now we had something that we were laying roofs down to get the design we were looking for. Glass garage doors. And who would ever think you would need a glass garage door?
Right.
So it just evolved, and really a collection of a lot of research that led to something that could commingle with traditional.
Yeah, for me, seeing it from the outside, seeing the transition from the outside, it's one of those things, you know it when you see it, but it's really hard to define on paper. One of the interesting things about the model that we worked with Robert on was you walk into the house and from the outside, it looks just different. But you walk into the inside and you realize it's all glass. Like you have this expansive view, these really pretty views of everything that's behind you that Lake Oconee has to offer. And you get to really enjoy all that space with these clean lines and floor to ceiling glass. Back to your original question of what is transitional, I think it's really what you think is a transition from typical to modern, but not completely modern.
So it's keeping with the feel we have at the lake, but bringing it more into today.
It had to blend in.
Yeah.
It's really a marriage of the two different. So Gary, you brought up modern, and we're talking about traditional is where we came from. It's bringing them together. So it's meeting somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
So you have the respect for traditional architecture as far as proportions and scales and that type stuff. But then you have the modern use of materials, where we're bringing in larger expanses of glazing, glass, keeping that more open feel, and the simple lines. I mean, the minimal overhangs, trim, those type things. So it's really marrying two different architectural styles together to create Reynolds transitional.
What was interesting also with the glass, all the glass led to what Alicia had to do when it came time to decorate, because we have bedrooms that have complete glass all around. So although it's architecturally pretty, gorgeous from the outside and inside, you have to look at it from a practical perspective. How do you then tie those two together?
Like from an interior design standpoint, how does transitional architecture inform you how to plan outfitting a home?
I think it goes to the client, because you'll have clients that maybe want to go more clean line when they're building their dream home out here, but they have antiques from other homes or family pieces from other homes that we then have to figure out how to incorporate when they bring us these pictures from House or Pinterest or whatever, that's totally modern. So that's where I think truly that's how transitional developed, because nobody knew what, like you said, nobody knew what to call it, and it started probably more with interiors than exteriors.
100%.
Because we get that we have all this, but we want our house to look bright white, all white cabinets and marble countertops, and you're just trying to bring their styles together and make it flow.
Yeah.
Transitional makes us as designers, you really have to be intentional. Again, with all of the glass, and you really have to think about how everything is laid out and the use of the space. It tends to be, you know, whereas a lot of lake houses that we've done before are expansive spaces with lots of walls and normal size windows that you can fit most anything in the space. But this you have to really be intentional.
What is that one special item in the model home that you worked on or were affiliated with that is special to you, that when you walk in grabs your eye every time, or your heart was in that one little moment? And Jep?
I really love when you walk in the door and you look out and you have this great expanse of windows, and then the fireplace is right there in the middle. I think it adds a lot to it. It was one of the things Robert and I talked a lot about early on, and I remember trying to source it because, you know, those fireplaces are not generally made in the U.S., and trying to source one from the U.K. became a challenge. But it's one of my favorite features because you walk in, you don't immediately see a TV or anything like that. You're drawn outside from the moment you walk in.
Love it.
On that same house, I would have to say the Jetson tube, as we've been calling it,
Yes.
and laughing about the clear elevator. So that would be on that house. And on the other house that we worked with Gary on, I like the rooftop terrace. It elevates you, it gives you the view, but yet it's privacy. So I really like the rooftop terrace space.
Those are all great.
Mine and the house we worked on is probably a broader spectrum. I just like that you walk in the front door and it's open, and you see, you know, the two-story, you see the stair going up to the catwalk. And it's just so open, and the large fireplace, which was very hard for Gary and I to design, but we did it, and I was proud of what we came up with. And so yeah, just really that overall, when you walk in the front door, kind of what Jep said, you kind of see out with the big windows, but at the same time, get that warm feeling of the house and elements.
I think mine would be the natural light that's which comes with the huge windows, but it in every space, even over the garage, in the suite up there, we have really good skylights that shine in, so it doesn't matter what level you're on, there's really great light throughout. So it's probably my favorite part of it.
I kind of have two. One is
Yes, for one.
No, in our master, I'll do them quickly. In our master, we have the tub and the shower, which has been done a lot of times, but the way it was done without a door, and it makes the bathroom, in terms of the space in the living, it gets a lot of wows when people come through. But then the other one, I like Alicia, on the catwalk or the galleyway, you can see the whole downstairs standing up on top. The big advantage to having a two-story house, because I live in a two-story house, so it's really nice when you can see your whole home. It lays out right before you, and you get all the elements with one view, including the front door. So,
I love it. Well, it's obvious you all put your heart and soul into these models, and I assume do so with everyone you work with. And I know they appreciate it. So thanks for sharing these beautiful moments. Well, there you have it, Reynolds. Come on down, visit the model homes, get some inspiration, walk the halls, look at the rooms, look at the designer books, the builder's books. We want to make your dreams become reality. We look forward to seeing you very soon.